All right, guys, we're going to turn it over to Rob Campbell for your introduction. Walter Langley. First up for the 100-meter time trial.
Walter Langley, 53 years old, out of Puyallup, Washington. He stands in at 5'8", 175 pounds. He has a personal best of 8.77 back in 2012. He's nicknamed the Diesel for a reason. When he hits the timeline, it's go time. Get on your feet, make some noise for Walter Langley. Here comes Walter, turning and burning down the back stretch. Walter Langley will come around the turn with a time of 8.87. The bar has been set, ladies and gentlemen. 8.87 for Walter Langley.
Oldest competitor in the field here, pulling a time faster than 90% of the population. Think about that. Nice work, Walter.
Walter laying down a good one, 8.87, your current leader. Next athlete up. Going back to Rob Campbell. Here
Washington. He is. It's the number 72, Christian Johnson.
Just want to take a quick second to say hi to my friend and colleague, Thomas Ford.
Christian Johnson, 18 years old. Coming from Lake Stevens, Washington.
Thomas, we miss you. Can't be here tonight. Thankfully, I'm next to NSC co-founder and one of the CEOs of this great sport, Joey Mantilla. Thomas, look forward to seeing you again soon.
Tell you what, Thomas makes this job look easy, man. It's not easy.
He's good. No, not at all. Not with the high beam in your face.
He's like a dictionary of
star power.
He's like a dictionary of inline information.
Yeah,
the guy just knows everything.
Vernacular on that guy.
All right, Christian Johnson. He's got one lap to try to beat Walter Langley's 8.87. Christian Johnson. Oh, a little slip in the last corner. No. Time for Christian Johnson is going to be 8.69. We have a new leader.
Current leader.
Christian Johnson.
Yeah.
8.69.
You can really see these wheels barking hard. Yeah,
he wasn't too far off his PB though. His PB 8.65. It's pretty close.
It's right there, you know.
Right there, man. He made it work.
Before. That means he's gained some skills and some speed if he's doing it on a slower floor.
Right. I think these younger guys, they're a little bit lighter, man. They can make anything work, you know.
Right.
Up next, we have Wesley Gandy, number 88. He's your next athlete up. Again, time to beat is 8.69. First three athletes up are from the endurance division. Walter Langley from Puyallup, Washington, he was first, 8.87. His personal best was 8.77, so that about a tenth of a second slower for Walter Langley. Your second athlete that was up, Christian Johnson, we just saw him. He's from Lake Stevens, also an endurance athlete, 8.69. He's your new leader. He was about 4/100ths of a second off his personal best. So, with the floor conditions not being great, these guys are still pretty close.
They are. They're right there in the
neighborhood. Yeah.
So,
you know, I think with this 100-meter flying time trial, a lot of it has to do with how you skate the track. And, you know,
don't let the track skate you.
Yeah, something like that. You know, these guys, these lighter guys get around the track a little bit easier than heavier guys. And we see that.
What do you think of this kid just coming off the relay?
He's probably okay. You know, he did quite a bit of work. None of his sellers took over, got passed by Isaiah Oliver. You know, it's a tough race, but this is his last chance to make it in. I think the top guy that's not already in the Grand Champions race from this 100-meter time trial makes it in as well. So we'll see that. Wesley Gandy, time to beat 8.69. As he comes around, time for Gandy, 8.71. So close.
So close yet.
So far away.
Ouch, that one hurts.
8.71 for Wesley Gandy.
Saw him walking around that back corner, coming out of the last wall, still not enough.
6.9.
That was a personal best for Gandy, though. He's making progress here. His personal before, 8.76, so that about half of a tenth of a second faster for Gandy.
Faster's faster. You got to be proud of that.
Up next from Roanoke, Virginia, Mikey Ratliff. He wears the number 2 from the sprint division. We'll see if he can do it. 8.69 is the time to beat right now.
From Roanoke, Virginia, it's the number 2, Mikey Ratliff.
Mikey Ratliff from the sprint division this time. His personal best, 8.52. He's 150 pounds. Just to give you guys a little insight, Christian Johnson with a time of 8.69, he's only 140 pounds. So that 10-pound disadvantage that Mikey Ratliff has going into this, you know, we'll see if that plays a factor as he tries to knock Christian Johnson off the top of the totem.
You're calling it with the lighter guys. You know what you're talking about.
You know, going down this list right now, I keep talking about the lighter guys having a better chance. Jeremy Anderson, he's 36 years old, one of the stronger guys out here. He's only 140 pounds.
Wow.
And, you know, you look against Michael Cheek. Michael Cheek's 190 pounds. That's
Right.
a huge difference.
Yeah.
You put them side by side, and, you know, it's triple force plays a big role. Here we go. Mikey Ratliff trying to beat 8.69 and knock Christian Johnson, number 72, off the top of the leaderboard. As he comes around the last corner, time for Mikey Ratliff is going to be 8.68. New leader by 1/100th of a second.
8.68 for Mikey Ratliff, knocking off an 8.68.
Not quite a personal best for Mikey Ratliff, his personal 8.52, but good enough for first right now. I don't know if it's going to hold on. We're going to find out. Mikey Ratliff, your current leader from Roanoke, Virginia.
Good time turning by Mikey Ratliff.
Up next, we got one of our young guns, Isaiah Oliver. Just had a hell of a show in the
here we
relays. We're going to see if he can hold on to it here, and he's actually done pretty well in the fastest man competition. I think he got the second or third in the last event. I don't know the stat sheet in front of me, but I remember seeing his name at the top of the list. And you know, he's a talented kid. Yeah, Isaiah Oliver with a time of 8.50 in event number 3. So we'll see if he can do that and repeat and take over the top of the leaderboard, knocking Mikey Ratliff.
And you know, he's fast, he's light, and the kid can walk.
Isaiah, he's so hot right now.
He is hot.
So hot
oh,
right
my
now.
goodness. Oh, we got Cheeks. And
We got Michael Cheek making the
hot. That's
shoot
the hot face.
Oh, shoot. Stelly not happy about that
Stelly
either.
not impressed.
8.42. That is a PB.
Yeah.
Isaiah Oliver. And he
As
does
the veteran gives him love. I love
And
it.
he does it in less than optimal condition. That's
Yeah.
great. I love it.
Yeah.
That's the confidence I'm looking for from Isaiah. He's my guy.
That's your guy,
That's
man.
my
I'm
guy,
telling
man.
you.
I love this kid, man.
I love
can't
it.
get enough.
Champion knows a champion. That's
Can't
for
get
sure.
enough.
Takes one to know one.
Up next, the other young gun, Zach Sungyoung. These guys teamed up in the relays to make it into the Grand Champion title.
Yeah. It's a good back-to-back race.
We're going to see who the fastest guy is right now. You know, this is it right here.
That's going to be hard to beat.
That's tough.
Zach Sungyoung.
Zach Sungyao's PB is 8.40, so
Hey,
if he can match that, he's got it.
he's got it.
We'll see.
Absolutely. And to go back to that little asterisk on our interview, if Jake Powers thinks the 8.5 is going to do it.
He's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I got to drop that to 8.3, buddy.
That wasn't so much of a good prediction there.
Not at all. Not with this kid's run. 8.42.
15 years old, 5'10", 155
Zach Sungyoung wearing the number 15. He's a hometown kid from Federal Way, Washington. He's 155 pounds. He's 10 pounds heavier than Isaiah, so we'll see if that plays a role as he comes around.
He's running.
He's looking smooth. He's looking smooth. He rolls in quite deep.
Here we go.
Rolls in again, but he's carrying his speed well. A little stumble. 8.43.
Oh, my goodness.
Misses it.
By
Just
1/100th.
Misses it.
Boy, you slipped.
That little slip cost him his relay partner. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Great story tonight. What a great storyline.
This is good competition.
Wow.
Again, at about 3/100ths of a second slower than Zach Sungyao's personal best. Not quite good enough to knock Isaiah Oliver out the top of the podium, but
Impressive.
it was an impressive run.
And
for
they've
him.
raised the bar extremely high. It's a lot of energy coming off these guys winning that
It
relay.
is. This is great. You know, I like the new format. It runs quick. You know, you get to see a lot of action. There's not a lot of downtime with the heats and
Exactly.
stuff. I think this is something to look forward to next year. Maybe
Only
even
get more
add some
exciting.
relays into the mix.
I love it. I
The crowd
love it.
loved it. Everybody loved it. I think we might have to figure out how we can wrap our minds around this whole new relay idea. You know?
Yeah.
So we're doing good. Up next, Zach Polston. He wears the number 14 from Flemington, New Jersey. 135. He is the lightest guy on my list right here. Isaiah Oliver, he weighs 145. I keep bringing up the weight, guys, because the floor conditions are a little bit less than optimal tonight, and it seems like the lighter guys are carrying their speed a lot better, and they're not really barking.
Yeah, absolutely. You know how it works. And his personal best in 8.44, so these kids have the ability to run down here.
He's in the neighborhood. If he can get close to that, he's just got to go a little bit faster, and he's got the leaderboard.
You got a third place finish.
We'll see what he can do. He's from the sprint division.
He has a personal best of 8.44.
You know, you would think the sprinters would be better at this event, but you know we've seen the endurance guys come in. Stelly does really good in this event sometimes.
In the end, they're all sprinting, right? So
Absolutely. Again, time to beat 8.42 by Isaiah Oliver. Ooh, a little slip in the last corner. Ooh, 8.61. Looks like the slip might have cost him a little bit.
Not enough.
yeah, just not enough there. These young bucks have put the bar low.
That's right. Isaiah Oliver still holding on to the top spot.
Knock off Isaiah Oliver, who still holds on with an 8.42.
Up next, the big man from Greensboro, North Carolina. We're gonna see how accurate I am with this whole weight thing. He weighs 190 pounds. We'll see how how he
It's
does
the
this
big
last
man.
corner.
He's up one, huh?
That's what it is.
I love
Actually,
that.
we're gonna take a quick break, give these guys a chance to warm up for the next block, which is.
Big man, Michael T.
All right, guys, here we are back. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you for tuning in to the NSC event number 4, season finale. Up next, Michael Cheek for his 100-meter flying time trial. This is the quest to be the fastest man on skates tonight. They have 2 laps to build up their speed, 1 lap to lay down the fastest time they can for 100 meters. So far, Isaiah Oliver, the young gun, who is qualified in the relay, is your leader right now. He out of Kent, Washington, only weighs 145 pounds, and he's got an 8.42 holding on to the top of the leaderboard. Michael Cheek's going to have to come pretty close to his PB on this one. His PB, 8.40 seconds. So he's going to basically have to do that to knock Isaiah Oliver off the top of the leaderboard. We're going to see what he can do. He weighs 190 pounds, so we'll see how these conditions play. But Michael Cheek's a really smooth skater. We'll see how he lays it down. Smooth entry on the first corner. He looks like he's carrying his speed very well. Easy entry on the second corner. As he comes around, gets the line. 8.51, not quite enough juice.
8.5.
Pretty good.
Not good enough.
Isaiah Oliver counting that $700.
$700.
He's got a smile on his face over on the sidelines, guys. He is happy right now. But I got to tell you, it's a nerve-wracking thing, especially now that I'm a ice speed skater. You have an idea of you put down your time and you got to sit on the sidelines and pretty much watch everybody else go. It's nerve-wracking. So Isaiah being young and being at the top of the leaderboard, it's a good feeling, but also, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. So up next, Jake Powers from Greensboro, North Carolina, made a prediction of 8.50. He's going to have to go a little bit faster than that if he wants to knock Isaiah off. So he's 140 pounds. That's a little bit lighter than Isaiah. His PB in this event, 8.37 seconds. He is an endurance athlete. Jake Powers. He's been pretty good this year, had a really good first event, pretty much cleaned up in the endurance category in the first event. He might have even won the 100-meter flying time trial in the first event. I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's see.
Jake the Snake Powers on the track.
Jake Powers also very good in this event. You would think, like I said before, the sprinters would be great in this race, but also the endurance athletes get a chance to wind up their speed, and they carry it really well. And these guys are just real smooth going in. So, Jake Powers on the floor right now wearing the number 95. We're going to see if he can beat Isaiah Oliver.
Here we go.
He has 1 lap to do it. Looks a little bit rough. He rolled into the first corner. Rolled in deep for the second one. As he comes around, his time's going to be 8.56. Not quite good enough.
8.56.
Didn't really attack it. First corner, I think, really cost him. I think these guys are a little bit hesitant going into the turn, knowing that the floor isn't optimal. They don't really attack like they need to, and Isaiah just really didn't care. He just kind of wound it up and carried his speed as best as he could in. He still had a little slip, but managed to maintain his speed, and that's the name of the game here, the fastest time you can do, 100 meters.
And that's not going to be fast enough. 8.56.
He
called it himself.
Up next, Brandon Hall, number 55 from Federal Way, Washington. He's 145 pounds. Same weight as Isaiah Oliver. His personal in this event, 8.41. So he's going to have to smash and pretty much do a personal best in this event to get Isaiah Oliver knocked off the top of the leaderboard.
Exactly what he's going to have to do at 8.41. It will be the best, but just barely.
This event's a little bit rougher, Brandon, because he's more of a power skater. He likes to hit the corners going in hard, and he's more aggressive with his strokes. And Isaiah's a little bit more smooth of a skater. So we'll see how this plays out for Brandon with the floor being a little bit slick, and see how this goes for him.
He's looking good right now. We'll see what he does. Great form.
He's laying it down. He doesn't give any care to the floor being not awesome. He's coming around. Time to beat 8.42 seconds.
He's got a shot.
Brandon.
Oh, he ties it.
2.
There you go.
Well, Same exact time as Isaiah Oliver.
We might have a skate-off.
We might have a skate-off. If that makes it to the end, these two guys will come back out and race again.
Last skate-off I remember was my friend Stelly against Will Bowen in a grudge match where, this and that came out that night, but a true grudge match between those two, and Will Bowen took it home and set this record here. So tonight, we might see another record set. Who knows?
Tell you what, that was an impressive race. I remember that. I think that's when he broke the record, and this place went crazy when Will Bowen broke the record. And it's impressive. A lot of these fans here, they don't have anything to do with inline skating. They just show up. They love what we're doing here in Federal Way. It's a lot of kids from middle schools, and you got an older crowd. We got a beer garden set up.
Yeah,
just having a good
older,
time.
younger. It's a great girls' sport. I've done it since I was young. The discipline, the strength it takes to do this sport, as you know.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, here we go.
All right, here's your current grand champion. Up next, Jarrett Paul. He wears the number 20 from Tampa, Florida. A little bit heavier than these guys. Not quite as heavy as Cheeks. He weighs in at 160. 25 years old, Jarrett Paul. Getting a lot of love from the southern region. He takes back those black jerseys, and they love him for it.
I tell you what, man, I personally love this guy. He's the guy at the beginning of last year where Miguel Jose says, you know what, you got all the talent in the world, but you got no heart, just to rouse him. And he's come back. He's put on that black suit a couple of times and proven it. I really don't think it matters here, Joey. I think he wants the grand champion.
I think so, too. It'd be nice for him to break that stigma of only being able to win the grand champions race. But at the end of the day, all that matters here is the grand champions race.
True.
Of course, these guys do make money for every other race, but at the end of the day, if he wins it tonight, he has it for the whole rest of the season until the start of the next
jersey.
So, time to beat 8.42 for Jarrett Paul. He's coming around easy into the last corner. 8.57, not quite good enough for Paul, but he's still in the grand champion final. That's his bread and butter. That's what we know Paul for. I'm actually happy for Jarrett. We used to call him Mr. January or Mr. October, whatever month it was, and he was killing it. There'd be one month where he was really fast all the time. And then when it came to nationals, kind of puttered out. And, right now it's really nice to see him strong all the time. Every event, just hitting it hard.
Oh, yeah. Truly impressive.
I'm
His
happy
form,
for him, man.
the way he skates is something to
and he
watch.
takes it serious. He's one of the few athletes.
Very serious.
One of the few athletes that really cares about his diet and really takes, extra steps to pay attention to the details.
He'd make great Queen's detail in England. This kid, I swear to God, sometimes on the podium, you can't get him to crack a smile. Very serious about this sport.
He is, man. He takes it serious. Up next, Jeremy Anderson. He's a hometown guy from Tacoma, Washington. This is the guy to beat, I think, tonight. 140 pounds. He's one of the smartest racers out there, for sure. One of the best, maybe the best passer in the history of the sport when it comes down to passing at high speeds. You have the Justin Stellys and those guys that throw real flashy passes that are fun to watch. But I don't know if anybody executes his 6 passes better than Jeremy Anderson. That's really impressive to me. And he does it time and time and time again. I can tell you, so many times I've been on the line with him looking over. It's a 5-lap, and I'm like, man, I do not want to be in front of him with 1 lap to go. And it's a weird thing because usually you'd want to be in front with 1 lap to go. And, you don't want that guy behind you just sniping you.
He's that good.
He's that good. He's got what it takes. And he's won this fastest man on skates. So he knows what it takes.
He knows when to pick it up.
Exactly. He's just got to carry his speed well. And entries are really important here. How he carries his speed into the corner is probably the most important thing. Little stumble going in as he comes around. He's got 1 lap to lay down the fastest lap of the night. 8.42 is done to beat.
Oh, he's got a shot here.
Zero. We got a new leader.
There it is.
Tonight.
There it is.
I think I'm going to go play the lottery later.
Yeah, I tell you what, man.
I'm feeling lucky, man.
You got it.
8.40.
Listen to this place erupt.
That was incredible, guys. Really
they
impressive
love this
stuff.
guy.
Really impressive.
Unbelievable. Once again.
That makes 8 wins for the season. He's the most winningest athlete. He's the most
in the history of the NFT.
Unbelievable. 2 guys left to go. Jeremy Anderson has won pretty much every sprint race. He got knocked off once by Brandon Hall, and he's just been running away with it.
If this was baseball, he'd be Cal Ripken. This guy, absolute beast.
That's awesome, guys. Well, we got 2 guys left, Donovan Sellers, Justin Stelly. Donovan Sellers, this is his last chance to make it into the Grand Champion final.
Oh, man. I've seen him pray. I've seen him meditate.
He's just having a rough night, man.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe being a
lot of pressure on himself.
Yeah. We'll see. The kid's super talented, but, doesn't have the greatest work ethic, but usually brings on race 8, kind of like Zach Sungyao.
Yep.
And we're going to find out tonight. This is his last chance. I believe the way it works, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe the way it works is the guy who has the highest placement at the end of this event, who's not already in, gets into the Grand Champion.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So he doesn't have to win this. He just has to be the best amongst the guys that aren't already in.
Exactly.
So he's looking pretty good. His PB is 8.31. All he's got to do is pretty much stay on his feet and do what he can do, and he should make it into the Grand Champion final. Again, time to beat 8.40. Jeremy Anderson from Tacoma, Washington, one of the lightest guys out here, 140 pounds. Donovan Sellers weighs 150 pounds. He's 19 years old from the sprint category. We're going to see if he can do it. Again, his PB 8.31. All he's got to do is even come close to that. He's got it. He went really wide the last corner, 8.48.
And I just watched that race. I tell you, the kid didn't look like he gave it 100%. If he did, that kid he might have shattered that.
He just doesn't look like he's in it tonight. I don't know what's going on with him, but usually he's way more chipper and.
Yeah, and he just pulled an 8. Unbelievable.
8.4. I think that's going to be good enough to get him into the Grand Champion final. Oh, or Brandon Hall. Brandon Hall is not in, is he?
No.
Brandon Hall. That puts Brandon Hall in right now. As of right now, Brandon Hall is going to the Grand Champions race because Justin Stelly's already in. So
I just don't understand that race. He just looked lackadaisy. He just kind of let it go there in the end, and he had it.
It's a tough time of the season, too. These guys have World Team Trials coming up right after this, Outdoor Nationals, and then they move on to the World Championships. And right now is not a good time of the season to be letting it go.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
All right, we have one athlete left.
Give it up for the Raging Cajuns.
Here we
next,
go.
Justin Stelly wears the number 27 from Kaplan, Louisiana.
Here's the drama of our league, right here.
We call him the guy. We call him the Raging Cajun. He's one of the most entertaining athletes to watch in the history of the sport.
Truly.
Honestly, the guy, he throws some crazy passes. You know, I was talking about how flashy he is. He doesn't always stick the best passes, but he throws some crazy ones, outside, inside. And, obviously in this event we're not going to see any passing, but that gives you an idea what to look for later tonight in the 800-meter Grand Champion final.
But if you can't zoom in on this kid's face and look at the determination, he wants this more than anything. Yeah,
it's impressive. You can see it.
Yeah.
He's got mean eyebrows on.
Trying to time it perfect.
8.40. Justin Stelly, he's got one lap to lay down the fastest lap of the night. Your current leader, Jeremy Anderson, he's the Hammer and Husky. Can the Raging Cajun get him? 8.6, not even close. But he's still in the Grand Champion final. Helmet comes off. Stelly not happy at all.
Stelly and his feelings. This could hurt him in the Grand Champion. You got to have a quick memory in this sport.
Well, that was impressive. I got to tell you, Fred. I called it from the beginning.